Create an automated charting node in Healthie. You can use Awell Careflows to automatically create a charting node in Healthie. This makes manually writing charting nodes a thing of the past and will help you save time so your care team can focus on more high-value tasks. At the end of this video, we'll have created our first charting node for our test patient here in Healthie. Let's have a look at this very easy care flow with just a single step and a couple of actions to get an idea on how that integration would work with Healthie. In this step, we have a form action to collect some data, a calculation action to determine BMI based on the answers given in the form, and an API call action responsible for pushing this charting node to Healthie. Please keep in mind that just for the purpose of this demo, we've created the form in Awell Studio, but it can also live anywhere else. In that case, you would just pass the data from the form into Awell, but we'll dive deeper into that use case in another video. So let's dive into the configuration of the API call action itself, which is a GraphQL API call action because Healthie exposes a GraphQL API. We have everything we need here already to communicate with Healthie API. So we have a couple of headers that we need to set. And in the query tab, you'll find the mutation or the operation we need to perform against Healthie's API to create a charting node. All of this information can be found in Healthie's API documentation, which I'll also put on the screen here for your reference. So let's go back to Awell Studio and finish the configuration of our API call action. We've configured the mutation already, but let's have a look at the variables section that defines what we'll be sending to Healthie's API, like the actual content of the charting node. We advise you to have a look at our documentation, which we'll link below in the description, to get a better understanding of all the parameters you need to specify to push a charting node to Healthie. Now let's have a look at defining the actual content of the message, which I'd like to be a mix of static content and also dynamic content, where the dynamic content actually represents the data the patient has entered in the form. Defining the content can be done quite easily here via the answer field, which accepts HTML, which allows me to add some formatting to the message as well. So I've prepared here already a small message, but I'll just enrich it here with some variables that I already have created and prepared here, like the weight, the height, and the BMI of the patient. So when this care flow is orchestrated, the values printed here will be the actual values the patient has entered in the form. So our API call action is now configured. Let's publish this flow and enroll a patient in this flow. So I've enrolled a patient in our care flow that we've just built. I've opened here up our CareOps admin dashboard where you can actually monitor and interact with the care flow. So this is not a patient UI. So let's fill in the form, which was the first action in our flow. But again, for the purpose of this video, we are serving this form to Awell, but that doesn't necessarily need to be the case. So let's fill in some dummy data and submit the form. And you'll see now that after the form has been filled in, that the Awell system automatically completes the next two actions, which were the calculation action. So you see here that the BMI has been calculated based on the answers I gave in the form, and also the API call action to push this charting node to Healthie has been executed by the system. So let's have a look now at the Healthie system again to see the result in Healthie. So we're back in Healthie here. So if we refresh the charting node section, you'll indeed see that a new charting node has been created with the data we've entered in the care flow. And that's how you can automate the creation of a charting node in Healthie via the Awell Careflows. To close off this video, let's get back to our careflow we've created, which for the purpose of this demo was really small, a single step with 3 actions. But you will usually see that the creation of a charting node will be part of a larger, more elaborate careflow, like an onboarding flow or a triage flow like this one. You have full control over where in the flow you'd like to create a charting node in Healthie. And that's it for this video. Make sure to check out the description below, where we'll list all the necessary resources to get started with Awell Health and Healthie.